Let's talk about Transylvania 4 skipping theaters as Sony nears over $100 million deal with Amazon Prime. Shane, what is this?
I know a lot of people are probably thinking, why the heck are these guys talking about Hotel Transylvania movies? It's not something we typically do. And I've never.
I'll tell you why. It's an easy thumbnail.
That's not why. Nice try, though. Well, I will say I've seen a couple of the movies. I've never been a huge, I don't know. I just didn't think they're that good. Obviously, I might be wrong.
My kids loves them. If my kids love them, then I love them.
Okay, well, I mean, that's not the way I feel about it. But if my kids, okay, so it's made, the first three movies have made $1.3 billion. That's why there's a Hotel Transylvania 4. Yeah, so Adam Sandler, of course, leads it. But what's interesting about this and why this story is so important is because Amazon is doing an exclusive deal. They're doing a deal with Sony to buy this thing so that they can stream it on Amazon. So what does that mean?
Amazon original? They paid for an original?
No, it's not an Amazon original, but it's going to be treated like an original because it's going to be streamed there.
Yeah, exclusively.
Right. So just like Disney Plus, and this is why this is important, just like Disney Plus and Warner Brothers through HBO Max are simultaneously letting it go in the theater and streaming it, Amazon is now basically doing this deal with Sony like this. And $100 million is a ton of money to do it. So
yeah, but they're skipping theaters too. They're not even going to theaters.
Right. This is going to be exclusive to Amazon.
Wow.
What I'm trying to say is, okay, so the reason why this is important is because we've been trying to figure out whether or not this Disney Plus model, this HBO Max model is good. Like it's been hard to like figure out whether or not it's something that, that is actually good for the movies, right? Or good for these companies. And this is a proof because Amazon doesn't do anything that it doesn't think it's going to make a ridiculous amount of money doing. So to me, this is a little bit of a proof in the pudding that them spending this much money to do this, they must know something on the inside that doing these streaming deals is actually making a lot more money than we probably realize. It's almost pointless. Sony is one of the few studios that doesn't have a streaming platform, right? Most places have a place to go with their content.
Well, they have PlayStation.
That's not the same thing, though.
Okay, but a lot of their movies are on PlayStation, though.
Right, but that means that only people who own a PlayStation can watch it, and that's not
right.
It's the goal reasonable for these studios.
Yeah, you're right.
The goal is everybody, and since almost everyone has an Amazon Prime account, then this makes sense for them. But I just think that this is, we're going to see more of this as time goes on, where Amazon or Apple or some of these places that aren't necessarily that don't have enough of their own content. I mean, Amazon's going to be able to make plenty of content, especially with their MGM deal.
Oh yeah.
This kind of surprises me a little bit. They must really believe that they need some movies that should, they really must feel like they got to dig into the Disney Plus, HBO Max system that's currently going on right now. They must feel that way.
Yeah, I'm actually like hyper concerned for HBO Max because I don't see how HBO Max is going to. I don't see how are they going to possibly change this model next year? Because if they do, there are people that are signing up simply because they're like, oh wow, I wanted to watch that movie. I can sign up for this $15 a month service and watch this movie. And then because there's multiple movies coming, they're going to keep their subscription. But what happens when those movies are no longer, because they're only, remember, you can watch Suicide Squad right now for 28 days or whatever, right? But then it's no longer on HBO Max. I don't know if they can do this next year. I don't think they can. I think that they have to go back to theater-based stuff, which means that their streaming service is going to be a lot less valuable. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to do what Disney Plus is doing, and they're going to start, once they get people hooked. This is what they're hoping, anyways. Once they get you hooked, and you already are paying for an HBO Max subscription, which I will be honest, I'm enjoying having an HBO Max subscription. I even started watching Ballers.
Oh, so, you like that?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Dude, you like Ballers?
I do. Well,
listen, I don't know anything about football, and I really don't care much about football. I love that show.
It's my team, the Dolphins. I
know.
It's The Rock.
I want you to know, though, that 3 years ago I told you to watch that show.
You did, and of course I didn't, because I don't watch anything I don't have to.
And it's about the Dolphins. I was like, you gotta watch the show. It's about your team.
It was make believe. So
yeah, but the writing is really good, and The Rock is so charismatic. Jeez.
Well, they got the same guy acting from the Black Klansman movie. He's really great, and it's a really good movie or a good show. But my point is that HBO Max is going to have to. They're doing this now, trying to get people in to keep their subscription. And then they're just going to do what Disney Plus did. They're going to start charging people. It's going to release at the theater. But if you want to watch an HBO Max, drop 30 bones and you can watch it. That's what's going to happen.
I got to tell you, though, as someone who has had HBO for many years, before it was even called an HBO Max, when it was called HBO Now, HBO Go, whatever. I don't care.
Go. It was Go, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was Now. I think there was two. I think there was Now and Go. Whatever. Ballers is actually not an HBO original. It was from HBO channel.
Yeah.
And it's all there. So, Entourage, everything that most people are Game of Thrones are going to be getting HBO Max for has actually been on HBO for many, many years. And I don't see a whole lot of new content. In fact, the only new content I see are their movies and a couple TV shows or a couple series that are lackluster at best. And then they're making that mistake of doing a bunch of like reality TV stuff. And
right,
I know that the cost of reality TV show is so low that the ceiling is low for it when it comes to engagement. But that reality TV is not what's going to drive subscriptions. I guarantee you that.
Well, it's the Warner Brothers products. That's really what it is.
Right.
So Warner Brothers has, of course, a ton of IPs.
Right.
So if it's all filtered through HBO Max, it's legitimate. I mean, Warner Brothers is one of the biggest TV studios ever. And now the thing with Disney Plus is the reason why everybody has Disney Plus is usually it's everybody with kids has Disney Plus. So you're keeping that subscription no matter what, because you got your kids watching it daily or every other week. So you don't cancel your Disney Plus subscription.
Right. You can't because you got kids.
You can't cancel it. So that's where they got you there. But
the second you have kids, you're like, damn it, I gotta get Disney Plus. Yeah.
Right. So HBO is really going to have to cut in order to, because so right now it's like you're going to spend the $30 on Disney Plus to watch this movie coming out because you've already got it.
Right.
Now here's the question. Would you subscribe to HBO Max and pay the $30 to see the movie instead of go to the theater?
Yeah. And I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask that question to, because I subscribe to everything.
True. Well, let's put it this way.
Like every service that is remotely valuable, I subscribe to. And to the point where I'm like, oh, snaps. I think I might be paying more now to be a cord cutter than I was when I had cable.
That's true. Well, I did, I would have done it. So I would have subscribed just to see the Suicide Squad. Now, I do have a problem. I'll be honest with you. I've been trying to watch that thing for 3 days in a row. And for whatever reason, while I'm watching it, the player keeps messing up on HBO Max, no matter which TV I move to. Yeah. So it's like,
what platform?
I mean, I'm using it on, one is on Roku and one is on my smart TV, 2 different places.
But they're both Roku based?
No, one's Roku and the other one's
whatever the TV is. It's not Roku though. I see.
LG.
Interesting. That means that you have some packet problems and your internet's having trouble getting past the packet issues.
Right. And now I'm not having that problem when I'm watching Ballers. But
yeah, because Ballers is not in 4K though. Suicide Squad is. Right.
And also there's a ton more people trying to watch it at the same time probably.
No. It really is your package. So that video, that stream is trying to get the highest quality it can out of your internet connection, and it's pushing it to the limit. And when it does that, you're running loose because its packets are bad. So it's, what they would say is that your internet's bad, but really Hulu had the same problem Netflix had the same problem when it introduced 4K content, and the way they dealt with that was they just they made it so that instead of pushing it to the limit, 90% of your internet connection, it would drop to 60%. So if you couldn't handle 4K at 60% connection, it wouldn't even go it. And it looks like HBO Max is running into the same exact problem 5 years later, which is not good. I mean, the reason why Ballers is fine is because Ballers is such a low rate in comparison.
That makes sense. Well, so if other people are having the same frustration as me, 3 days trying to get, I'm still only halfway through the movie because it keeps stopping and I get frustrated and I stop watching it.
Yeah, I can give you a quick fix for that, by the way.
All right, we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
I have great internet. I have fantastic internet.
No. But what you need to do is you hotspot your phone, start the video on your phone where it senses a worse connection.
Okay.
Right? And then swap the Wi-Fi back to your regular account and restart the video, and it will be set at that lower connection rate.
There, you guys got a life hack for you on how to get the beat over the system for 4K.
I've been a cord cutter for a decade.
Right.
In fact, I was a cord cutter when I remember telling Shane, "Hey man, I got Roku's everywhere that cost $50 a pop, and I'm paying this much money," which I think at the time it was like $37 for streaming. I'm like, so I'm basically paying $37 a month to have access to all the same content that all these cable people have. In fact, even live content when I need it. And he was like, "Oh, dude, we should write an article about this. Everybody needs to know about it." Now you fast forward like 7 years, and I'm paying like $110 a month.
So you can get everything, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But
I have Peacock. I haven't launched that app in so long that it's updated twice.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, you want to watch something. The trick is, and it's kind of painful, you've got to subscribe and then unsubscribe when you're done watching the content.
And dude, and the thing is, I don't want to get rid of Peacock because that's where The Office is and
I know.
Rec. And like so many TV shows that maybe you're not binge watching, but you do want to turn on from time to time.
Right.
And Peacock has that library. They have the turn on from time to time library. Not the library that you're excited to watch, but the library that you'll put on in the background while at a barbecue or something.
Yes.
Peacock's entire library is that.
Well, I did unsubscribe from Hulu until the Orville season 3 comes back. I'll just stay unsubscribed. So
you know what? I'm considering that too because I went on Hulu again last night and I can't find a single thing to watch. In fact, Brooklyn Nine-Nine new season premiere was out on Hulu, and I was like, "Oh, finally something to watch." And I turned it on, and it's the worst television I've ever seen. I don't know what happened, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine went from being one of the funniest TV shows ever on primetime network television. I should put that disclaimer to it literally opens up with everybody wearing masks and trying to make a joke about social distancing. It was so bad. It opens up with everyone has masks on, and they're making a joke about high-fiving with social distancing, and they're using broom handles to high-five. It wasn't even funny.
It wasn't good, yeah.
Dude, the entire episode was like extreme about what's happening in like right now.
Mm-hmm.
And not even right now, like 2 years ago, stuff like they're talking about like, oh man, it's so bad. I don't want to get into it, but
well, Andy Samberg is busy. He's doing a lot of different things right now, so
it's not funny. It's not funny, and it's way too. And dude, when you watch TV to escape. I'm not trying to watch TV to talk about COVID lockdowns.
That's
like,
a good point.
Holy crap, dude! Like it's so bad. I'm bummed out that the last season of this phenomenal TV show is going out like this. The writers must have changed or something. I don't know.
Something's different for sure. But so if you guys like the Hotel Transylvania series, you'll be watching that on Amazon Prime.
That's right. We were talking about that, and somehow got derailed.
I knew this was not going to be about Hotel Transylvania. I knew it was going to be about the streaming thing, but yeah.
Now the thumbnail's going to have Hotel Transylvania.
I know they'd be like, what?
All right. Let us know what you guys think about all that.
Thanks
stuff.
for watching. To see the full conversation, become a member of the Popcast family. Use the link in the description below or go to our channel and click the join button. Select your tier and we'll see you at the next show.